Just real briefly, mention your team again, because you have a lot of experts in the field that have done decades and decades of research that put all of their minds together to create these products, right? So explain a little bit about that team, and then what is actually in NOVOS Core? Is it a lot of vitamins and minerals? Is it specific things that you can't really find in other, even if it was standalone products? Like, briefly explain what the makeup is and who's the team behind this?
Sure. So the scientific advisory board, I'll mention a few people. So for example, we have Dr. George Church. He's a professor at both Harvard Medical School and MIT. He invented the first direct gene sequencing method in 1984. So he is a legend in the field of biology. Most people expect he'll get the Nobel Prize. Very, he's a whale, so to speak, in the biology field. A consultant to NOVOS's R&D and scientific team is Dr. Matt Kaberlein. Matt Kaberlein is well known for his work in longevity, and especially for his work with, I mentioned the drug rapamycin earlier. He created what's known as the Dog Aging Project, which was featured on the cover of Time magazine, where he is administering this prescription drug to dogs to slow down their aging, reduce their risk of disease, and essentially help them to live longer lives. Very promising project, and very well-respected scientist. Another member of our SAB is Dr. Pedro Malgajes. He's in the United Kingdom, and he's a TED speaker, maintains something known as a drug age database, which is the world's largest database of molecules that can positively impact the aging process across all different animal species. Dr. Pamela Maher at the Salk Institute. She is particularly experienced with, or an expert in, plant-based molecules and their effects on health. Ingredients like quercetin, or what we have in NOVOS Core, fisetin, and others, and especially looking at how they can impact neurological health. So those are a few of our scientific advisory board members. The co-founder of NOVOS is a longevity researcher, medical doctor, which brings in some of the practical, real-world considerations of different therapies. So we have the scientific PhD thinking, and then the actual clinical practice thinking as well. And together, we all put our minds together, dug into the research, considered probably 100 different molecules that we could have included in the formulation, and weeded a whole bunch of them out for all different reasons. We actually talk about the qualifications or the filters that we put all of the ingredients through on our website. If you go to novoslabs.com/how, we talk about how we created NOVOS Core. And there are things like making sure that they can extend lifespan in multiple animal species, which indicates that the pathways that they're working on are most likely to be evolutionarily conserved into humans as well, to have positive impacts on human health. So it's very difficult to measure lifespan effects of different substances on humans, because we live so long and it would be so incredibly expensive. So we have to look for surrogate markers or other outputs that can then indicate that it would extend lifespan and health span for humans. So by looking at other organisms, that's one way, like I just mentioned, but also looking at how humans, for example, when they take the substance, does it improve their health outcomes? Does it improve their blood lab results? Does it, if they're suffering from some sort of condition, does it improve their outcome from that condition? Things like that, to prove that it's safe as well, that there are no side effects. So there's a whole bunch. I believe there's 9 or 10 qualifications we put it through, which you can find on our website.
I'll definitely put the links below, and you have a lot of information. You have a lot of the free tests and content too, and research articles. So everyone can read about that. They can read about your team too. So go check all of that out.